Hello and welcome to the another video. My name is Mechitanya and today I'm here to explain you my second task from the Sparks Foundation internship program for the business analyst and data analysts. Right. So today I'm here to explain the second task and the name of the task is on global terrorism. So from the word global terrorism, you will be aware that today on which topic I'm going to present you the visualizations, right? So yes, today I'm going to explain you related to the terrorisms, what type of attacks are done, which are the hotspots where most of the time, frequently time terrorist attacks have been done, and which kind of weapons are mostly used among the terrorists. So let's jump on the first sheet. So the first sheet explains us that in which regions and in that particular region how many times the attacks have been done. So if we start from the Australian region, we can see that in Australia there is less amount of terrorist attacks are done, which are around 114. In the Central American and Caribbean region, the highest amount of terrorist attacks are done in the El Salvador, which is around 5,000. In the Central Asia, again there is less amount of attacks. Rarely there are the highest amount of attacks are around 217. In the East Asia, Europe, the highest amount of attacks were done were in the Middle East, which is around 24,000, approximately 24,000, which is in the Iraq. So in the Middle East, we can see that there are lots and lots of terrorist dangers attacks are done. So this is a hotspot we can consider. So this data visualization helps the security analyst defense officers to understand that those are the places where most of the times terrorists have done any attack or something. So in the Middle East, South Asia, we can see there are multiple times attacks are done. In the Western Europe also there are, in the United Kingdom around 5,000. So the first visualization is all this. It explains us that these are the hotspots where terrorists are usually do any terror attack or something. So now let's jump on the second sheet. This in the second sheet you will see which weapons are mostly used when there is a terror attack and the attack is of which type. So that's hijack or a bomb explosion, any monument damage, any monument breaking or something, right? So first is armed assault attack. So in this average three type of the weapon type is three that is mostly used. The least time is the average one weapon type one. In the SIS, in the assassination attack, we have weapon type 3 that is mostly used. In the during the bombing explosions also weapon 3. So we can see that weapon 3 is a type of terror weapon which is mostly used among the terrorists. In the facility or infrastructure attack, we have weapon 2 that is mostly used around 8.725. And during hijacking, we have attack 1 that may be any aviation vehicle or something. In during hostages kidnapping, we have around 8.812, which is more than the hijacking also. So hostage taking or kidnapping attacks are also mostly done, and this is the unknown, which is data which is not provided yet. So from this visualization, we can understand that average amount of which type of weapon is mostly used in a particular attack type. So these are the attack types we have seen. Yeah. Then we have another sheet, and in this sheet we are going to see a type of visualization from which we will understand. We will notice that which weapon is mostly used. So we can see in the first one. Let me do the full screen for this. We can see in this we have a chemical attack. So chemical attacks are mostly firearms. In the when one have to do a chemical attack, so firearms are mostly used. During explosives, sabotage equipments are explosive weapon type 1 and 2 are used. And in attack 1, the time these weapons are used is around 8%, 8.0. So similarly, we can see in the incendiary there is Again, chemical weapons are mostly used, right? Then if we move further to another any other type, we have fire missile, we have melee mostly used. Then this one is around, this is incendiary and melee sabotage equipments are mostly used in the particular melee side there. That's around 12.50. Right, so this helps to understand that which kind of weapon is used in the attack type one. In the data which I was provided, there are three types of attacks. So first, I explained that attack type one. The similarly both can be explained attack type two and three. Right. So let's jump on the last sheet, and from this sheet we'll understand about which type of weapon is used in particular countries. So there are particular type of weapons or something, like if I have to hijack something from the Middle East or something, so there are mostly long, huge buildings, and also I have to use those type of attacks. So something related to that. So in Afghanistan we see weapon type 2 is mostly used around 6.73. In Algeria weapon type 3 is mostly used. In Angola, we have also weapon 3. Then in Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bangladesh weapon 3 is used. Belgium, in Brazil. So different countries and which is the most popular used weapon over there. So that also helps understanding that okay, if weapon 2 or 3 is following under this particular category, then in our country these kind of attacks may happen. The chances of happening these kind of attacks is more. That helps the security or defense officers to understand, to prevent their country, to tell the armies and all the forces to be aware of this kind of attack. If there is chances of any hijacking, so the population over there, the citizens should be prevented from that. So this helps in understanding what kind of weapons are mostly used in the respective countries. So from these four sheets, I hope we understood what kind of terrorist attacks are there, which are the places where which kind of particular weapon is used, what are the weapon types, and what percentage they are used among the terrorists and all. So from this global terrorism data visualization, I tried to explain all the three categories that were mentioned in my task. That was understanding what kind of attacks are there, to what a defense officer should know, the hotspots which we saw in the sheet one. Yeah, so I hope you understood this, and thank you for being till here.